Guys, so we are unclear. By our calculations, they should have 30 minutes left in the panel. However, we are trying to figure that out right now. That's not to say anything. We have Matt Jarbo joining us in just a moment. And regardless, we're going to talk about everything, including the reactions to Ghostbusters Afterlife, the sizzle reel for what was shown for the other stuff, including Uncharted, Morbius, Venom 2, and then we're going to talk about the Spider-Man Homecoming, No Way Home trailer. We'll play it once more and kind of run through it. Huge shout out to our members: Saggy Melons, Benson's, Prakash Swain, DC Talk with Extended, Adam Silvestri, That One Carlos, Resident Justice, Billy Robert, Nick Carr, John Rodell, Justin Hines, Kinky Sphincter, best name in the world, Caiden Reed, Sean Adam, Nick DePalma, Jack ST Rob, Alien LV 1023. You guys are the lifeblood of the Pop Culture Corner. I can't stress that enough. And if you do want to support the show, please consider becoming a member for as low as $2.99. It's kind of a pay as you go, pay as you please. For each level, you get the same stuff. We know that during the pandemic, it's been hard on everybody. So for each level, you get all the same stuff. We'll eventually change that in the months forward. But we understand with the transition back to work and everything like that, it's kind of hard to throw money at channels, especially if you're members of other channels. So, pay what you will, and you'll get the same stuff. Simple as that. Also, if you could send a super chat or anything like that, everything goes towards helping support the Pop Culture Corner brand. So we can keep making content like this. We had a great stream earlier for CinemaCon. I believe we had 21,000 people in that stream earlier. What an amazing turnout, guys. It was absolutely phenomenal. So let's get into tonight's show. All right, guys, welcome to the Pop Culture Corner. I am joined here tonight by the one, the only, the devastatingly beautiful, and the no holds barred Matt Jarbo. How are you doing?
I am doing well. I'm getting caffeinated for my own stream later this evening, and still kind of going over all the tidbits from the trailer tonight because, damn.
It was a damn. It was a damn. It was something else. I'll give you that. We're not sure right now on if there's more to the panel. There was supposed to be, by my calculations, it was a 3-hour panel. And the movie was 2 hours, give or take a couple minutes. And then they did about 30 minutes before that. So that would be 2.5 hours, which would leave 30 minutes. The Ghostbusters Afterlife reviews are in right now. They're coming in, trickling in. So we can go over those as well. I want to hear what you guys have to think about the Spider-Man trailer. Guys, let me know in the comments, what were you thinking about the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer? Was it everything you imagined it to be? Was it worth the wait? And did that, if you did watch the previs leak that happened, did it take anything away from you? Did it take anything away? Jarbo and I have been having several conversations about that, about, will this take money away from Sony? Will this, falter or hurt them? We didn't think so at all. But we'd like to get your opinion. So drop them in the comment section. We'll get to as many of them as we can. Send some super chats, guys. Become members. Support the channel. We love you. We do it for you. We do it for the culture. We're also joined by Austin Lean 316.
That's right. That's right. Let's go.
I'm gonna give Jarbo the top spot. No offense, but
right.
No, but guys, I mean, so what are we thinking about the Spider-Man trailer?
It's a lot better than the previous one from yesterday. Because I could actually see it.
Yes.
Look, I watched it. I'm not gonna lie. All right, I watched it a number of times yesterday.
Of course. Yeah.
Dude, if you said you didn't watch it, you're just lying.
Yeah, no one would believe me. Like no one.
No.
I'm
not talking about you specifically, but I'm saying if you didn't watch it and you're like you're in this kind of game, you're lying. So anyone who does YouTubing for this kind of stuff, they all watched it. Everyone watched it. It was hard not to. But it is what it is. But we got a bunch of villains. We didn't get to see Toby and Andrew,
which I said we weren't going to. I kept saying that.
You and I both were saying that last night.
There's like no way they were going to do it because that's too big. That is too big of a reveal for this. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Like there is almost all of the Sinister Six in this trailer. If you look close enough, like they are almost all there. So that's going to be pretty wild.
Yeah. Just real quick, guys. I do want to throw a shout out to everyone in the chat right now. Saggy Melons, the Drifter, Travis, Roblox. God, there's just a bunch of them. Well, there was a bunch of them. It's all the same people. Travis, Adam, Billy, Nick, Austin, that's you. All right, cool.
I hopped in the chat, right?
Me,
you're like, hey man, thanks for chatting. Oh, you're also here. Yeah.
Oh, it's me.
Me. There's Kinky Sphincter. What up? Thank you for being a member. Anthony Beltray, Andrew Caselli. Guys, it's so good to have you here tonight. Guys, again, let me know what you thought in the comments about the Spider-Man trailer, especially Andrew Caselli. I'd love to get your intake because I know you're a huge Spider-Man fan. So let me know what you were thinking. I bet your insides are all tingly and all that kind of stuff. So it was a great trailer. This was a teaser trailer, guys. 3 minutes long.
Yeah, it's the longest teaser trailer I've ever seen, but I'm cool with it.
Do
you think there's a reason for that, Matt?
Yeah. So, okay, what they had to do with this trailer was, for one, establish the hype. Because they know that there's been leaks. Like, this is like the worst kept secret in Hollywood.
Yep.
Yeah, everything with this movie has been like sieving out constantly for months. So they had to back that up and confirm some of those leaks. And then they had to do it in a way that was going to make those fans happy. So the reveal of Doc Ock with that "Hello, Peter," he's not talking to Tom Holland.
No.
Like, I mean, I watched Grace Randolph's reaction to it, and she had the same thought I did, which is right there when he says "Hello, Peter," the camera's going to like pan right, and there's going to be Toby.
You think that? You think that?
Well, I think that, look, I think something along those lines could happen. Like that kind of, okay, so think of it like this, right? Remember The Force Awakens? Because I know you've seen The Force Awakens.
I've seen every Star Wars.
Okay, you've seen every Star Wars. Sorry, I think it was something else. It was someone else maybe. But like, okay, remember like when they're on Jakku and Rey and Finn are running and they're like, we need to get the hell out of here. And they go, what about that thing over there? Oh, that thing's a hunk of junk. And then and then they have to come back to it and the camera pans up and it's the Millennium Falcon. And you're like, oh my God, it's the Millennium Falcon. It's in the movie from the trailer, but their reveal of it was really cool. And so it's going to be something along those lines where, you're not going to expect Tobey Maguire or who knows, maybe even Andrew Garfield, who knows, to show up in that moment in time. And then just go, oh wow, we're in it. Like they just think of it kind of like in Into the Spiderverse, how Gwen Stacy came through the multiverse like a week before everybody else.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and how she was hanging out in the city trying to figure it all out. So it could be like when we see in the trailer and they're doing everything, we could see that there's a well, okay, you know, let me bring up that actually, because I did a PowerPoint because I like my PowerPoints
I know you do.
for everything. Let me just bring this page up because I was going to put this on my stream. Thank you, Nick Carr. I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the love.
Yeah. All of our viewers, man, have been showing, like, all of our viewers keep telling me that they go over to your channel, and then I've had your viewers come over to ours. So like we have like a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
And I love that. I love that.
I love that. I love that. And Jarbo, and everyone knows this. I think we've talked about it before, but Jarbo and I really didn't know each other, nor did we either probably care for each other for a long time. You know, it's we just didn't know each other. But then there was this one night where after a Nicotina stream, we both stayed there by ourselves, no Nicotina. It was just me and him talking, and we hit it off. And it was just like, and that's where it all started. And I really, Matt's, one of my best internet friends at this point.
Oh,
Junior, greetings from Peru.
All right, Peru, man, awesome. I would
Peru.
love to go there.
I would love to go there too. But no, Matt. I love Matt, and you're so knowledgeable about film and the intricacies of it. And I truly learn something every time I talk to you. Thank
you.
Whether it's a Doomcock, thing.
Oh man. Oh, speaking of all that, so a lot more videos came out today talking about that Mikey Sutton, Kathleen Kennedy thing from the other night.
Oh,
not one of them would only one of them mentioned my channel, and the guy was just like, oh, but like Matt hates everybody or something. I'm like, no, I just hate all your friends. There's a difference, but other than that, like a lot of the Fandom Menace, they won't mention me. They won't mention Mikey was on my channel. Yep. They don't want to say anything about it. And it's all because I'm a boogeyman who lives, rent free in their heads, which is great. Cause when you get to call out online grifters, it's a lot of fun because they don't want to deal with you. Right. So I always enjoy that. It's been a fun week for that.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. It's been so fun. But so I was actually going to start tonight out with some tarot card readings.
Okay. Stop.
Where are
Get
they?
out. And
I lost them. I'm sorry.
What about the obsidian mirror, the black mirror?
I was actually looking for the black mirror, and I couldn't find that either. But God damn, I'll be ready for next time.
All right.
We'll
have to. Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to that though.
We'll consult it and we'll figure out what's going on with Spider-Man: No Way Home. And
yeah, I'll go find my tarot card deck for tonight because I actually do have one. I do have a tarot card deck for research purposes a number of years ago. Okay. But and I've tried to understand it. I don't know, man. It's like I don't know what these cards mean. Yeah. It's like, what does the 9 of Pentacles mean? Apparently, it's a good card, like money. Cool. I'm just gonna carry that one on me all the time.
Then this is the right place for you, Drifter. I actually just made a bunch of people mods. They're all members and they're becoming members and subscribers. And we're going to send them gifts and stuff like that. But, we don't like the Fandom Menace either. And it's Fandom Menace, right?
Yeah, it's fandom. Yeah, if he's doing like,
the Phantom Menace wasn't that great either, but
but you know what I mean. Like the Phantom Menace isn't out there pushing the white replacement theory. So
this is true.
I think I mean, although there was a lot of diverse representation in the Phantom Menace, not all of it was good. Some of it stereotypical, but you know what? God damn it, he tried. Okay, like,
hey, I'll tell you what. The last 45 minutes of that film, phenomenal. For me,
you see, there's still not a better Star Wars like theme than the Duel of the Fates. Like like Williams. Like I will admit, I love all of his work, but he has not done anything yet to tackle.
He outdid himself with that. Yeah.
With that, and plus I remember. So I was 17 when that came out, and I remember Total Request Live on MTV with Carson Daly.
Oh,
and they actually premiered the music video for Duel of the Fates live on Total Request Live. So after school, this was in May 20, not 20, this is 1999. My friend and I went down to his place. He had cable TV in a big, like, 60-inch CR TV or massive, tube big screen. And we watched it live right then with everybody else. And we're like, when you hear, dun, 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 you start hearing it and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But then go back and watch the video. And like the video, this is before the movie came out. So like, this is all new footage, right? This is all
that you're seeing. Right.
Yeah. You're seeing like, cause it starts off with like the battle tanks going over the fields of Naboo. When you start hearing dun, 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 so it starts amping up into a battle, into war, and it's just so good. Like I love Duel of the Fates. It's fantastic stuff.
Ooh, what if all the movie is a Mysterio illusion?
That's a hell of an illusion. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that dude really.
But I think if you bring up my screen, I can show you guys this. So this is something that I put together here, showing the emergence from at least the top two, obviously WandaVision and Loki here. So the emergence happened at the exact same time in both of those shows. 27 minutes, 33 seconds, I believe, in both of the episodes. So at the exact same time, Wanda was discovering her powers and becoming the Scarlet Witch. That is when Kang said, that's when he acknowledged that the multiverse was beginning. Here we have Doctor Strange doing whatever spell he's doing with Peter, and then it breaks everything wide open. Now, this image here of showing everything breaking open, we can see the red, we can see the blue, we can see the gold or whatever, kind of representing, my take on it is the sling ring stuff here from Doctor Strange. And then there's a green line right there, right? Now, I don't know what that green line could be. I could be overthinking this particularly, but, color plays a part. And there are 4 distinct colors, and they all converge.
Okay.
At the next shot, like when everything kind of comes together, and that's where it goes out. So what I'm wondering is if there's going to be, if this is the emergence in Spider-Man, if that's happening at the exact same time, because keep in mind, this is right after the events of Spider-Man Far From Home, which was right after the events of Endgame. This took place like just a couple days after Endgame. Right, when he went away for a week, that was only a couple days.
We did mean Phantom Menace.
Yeah, yes, he did. Yeah.
Did they ever say when WandaVision takes place?
WandaVision takes place 3 weeks after the events of Endgame, right around the same time as this Spider-Man movie is taking place.
Oh,
interesting. I think this whole thing is right
because Halloween. Remember, Halloween is in this movie. And Halloween was also prominently featured in WandaVision. There was a Halloween episode.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, everything in WandaVision took place over the span of a couple days. It wasn't like it wasn't, a long time. So so it's possible that they're going to tie it all in together because look, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is going to be set up as a result of this movie. We know that Wanda Maximoff is going to be a main player inside Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And clearly the multiverse opening up, as we saw in Loki, is going to play a massive part because there's rumors now that even Tom Hiddleston is going to be making a cameo appearance in Doctor Strange too.
Yep.
Yes.
So this is it's a theory. It's just a working theory right now based upon what I was seeing coming out of the trailer. But knowing how Marvel sets things up and knowing how, they like to kind of make these things play off each other, I wouldn't be surprised.
It makes sense for all this to be happening at the same time.
Yeah.
It'd be a good way because they've clearly been talking about how the Disney Plus shows are going to connect into the MCU. This would be a good way for that to happen, where the Loki and WandaVision are the events at the end or whatever are directly tied to Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Yep. That would be perfect. That would be so perfect because that would clearly establish that you have this interconnected universe that Disney Plus is a part of. Plus, it would be good fan service.
Oh, well, that's the thing is Feige and Marvel. And we always kind of bring it back to Feige, but it really is like Victoria Alonso, Lou D'Esposito, and a number of other creatives at the company that help make this thing a reality. But Feige is kind of the glue, I think. But yeah, they really are good at sitting down and figuring out, plotting everything out and making it work, having a timeline. This is going to be one of those things where we don't quite know necessarily how the timeline is going to play out. We don't know what's going to happen next, which makes it actually really exciting.
Yes.
You know, so we're moving into new territory, but obviously they've got to get there first, and they're taking their time with it, unlike another company. And so we're gonna, you know, I think we're gonna get some good storytelling out of this. If the reaction to this trailer is anything, it shows you one, Spider-Man cannot be topped in regards to how much people freaking love him. And two, like, you know, obviously this is tying into a larger universe, which again, as I keep trying to say here, everything Sony is doing is meant to be a touch point into the MCU, because they will lucrative. You know, I've had people fight me on this too. Like people in my own comment section and streams, they go like, no, Sony doesn't need Marvel. Like this, like, it's like, I'm sorry, that's not how this works. They absolutely need Marvel. They absolutely, yes, Anthony, did I just diss Warner Brothers? The answer to that is yes, I did. But that's not to say that I dislike Warner's. I do like Warner's. What I'm saying here is that the companies, you can tell how they run differently. And the way that they run differently is that Marvel is competent and DC is just like, well, I got this handful of spaghetti. I'm just going to throw it against the wall and see what sticks.
Exactly.
You know, and that's like, like, that's it. That's about it. Whereas, like,
that's you know, exactly.
Yeah, Marvel's like, okay, so we hired an architect, and they're going to lay out a pair of blueprints. We have some good contractors that the architect recommends that they can trust and they've worked well with before. We're going to take our time, plot this thing out, and we're going to build it over the span of a summer versus, you know, just kind of rolling the randomizer dice and hoping to God we get a hit.
Right.
Yeah, no, I agree. And so what do you guys think of the potential of a Sinister Six being assembled?
Oh
we all knew that this was going to be happening.
Okay, so let's go through essentially who we know was in the trailer, because we know Doc Ock.
Yes.
And like that was the one that they showed us, but the pumpkin bomb from Green Goblin followed up by that Willem Dafoe very identifiable laugh.
Yes.
And you know, that I heard that and I was like, "Oh, that's Dafoe." But there was that next line saying, "Be careful what you wish for."
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And who was that? Now we don't know yet. But if you go back and you watch Spider-Man 2, which it makes sense that because of Doc Ock and everything, not Amazing Spider-Man, because they're not going to, I don't think they're going to pull much from the Amazing Spider-Man movies, if I'm being honest with you. I think they want Garfield, and I think that's about it. Oh, and Electro. Garfield and Electro.
Yeah.
Okay, so that line, I believe, was voiced by Dylan Baker, who played Doc Connors in Spider-Man 2.
So because we know Lizard's in there. Yeah,
we know because there's that real quick shot in Lizard the dark where something comes up behind him and he throws a swipe and it gets stopped, and that is believed to be Lizard. Mm-hmm. And so Doc Connors, I mean, being Dylan Baker would be awesome because, for one, that dude is severely underrated. Mm-hmm. I liked Rhys Ifans from The Amazing Spider-Man. I thought he was really good in the role, but I've always been a bigger Dylan Baker fan, and giving the opportunity to see him actually portray Lizard would be great.
Yes,
because I think he'd be able to like really kind of nail the moral conflict of his character. Mm. And so you've got that, and then you've got a couple shots in the trailer of lightning. Lightning coming down.
Yes.
Now, obviously, with Electro, but you know, and that's in it. But here's what caught my attention on that, and I'm wondering if it's a bit of a fake out. And again, I could be wrong here. It looks like Electro, but it's also yellow.
Right. But Electro became a blue hue Electro later on. After,
yeah, well, and they're not doing that. Like, they're not in that Jamie Foxx post back like last year. He's like, yeah, I ain't gonna be blue. And then there's that leaked shot of him wearing the jacket, and
So I think they are going a different way with it. His lightning could be blue, it could be yellow. It depends on, because Jamie Foxx could have said at one point, and I think he did, that his lightning was going to be blue. However, they don't know that. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't know that because that's all the VFX team and all that kind of stuff. So they don't know for sure. They could take a guess at it, maybe, or they could be like, my input was that the lightning was going to be this color, yada yada yada. However, it's not necessarily like, we've seen actors say things that they got wrong later on. What's his name? The guy from Fast and the Furious.
Tyrese.
Tyrese. I mean,
No,
he's done
Tyrese
interviews where he's been so wrong about everything. And that's just one example. But the yellow electricity. Yes, it could be a fake out. I do think it's Electro. I could be wrong, but that's just me.
Yeah, well, I think it is Electro. I think because we know Jamie Foxx is in it, but also shocker, Bokeem Woodbine, was in Homecoming. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bokeem Woodbine pops up in this, because for one, I also love me some Bokeem Woodbine, so like, please bring him back.
Yes.
But here's the thing: if they're throwing everything at the wall in this movie, I do think we are going to get a Miles Morales.
So here's my thing, Jarbo, and like I said last night on your stream, I think that this movie is the intro to the multiverse. And because the multiverse is a story that can't be told over 1 or 2 movies, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be something that's being told over 4 to 5 movies. And I think that this movie is going to set up the Sinister Six and all the villains of these, of Toby and Andrew's world. And then in Spider-Man 4, Toby and Andrew will return because they need help fighting these villains, because the Sinister Six are too much for Tom on his own. That's my theory. I don't think that they're in. I don't know. It could be a cameo. I just don't want to get my expectations up. But if they want to prolong this series, and if they want to stretch it out a little bit more, you could introduce all the villains. But here's the thing. You want to introduce all these villains in this movie and then also introduce 2 more Spider-Men? Don't you think that would be a little convoluted and a little bit too much and suffer from the BVS syndrome?
No, because this is an established thing. BVS just kind of came. Like, I love BVS. BVS is one of my favorite movies, but it had 1 movie established before it. Man of Steel. This has.
I'm not talking about where but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it is in an established universe, whether there's 100 movies before it. There isn't such thing as overloading a movie with too much, right? Too much stuff going on where the story is sacrificed. And there's like, for instance, Crisis on Infinite Earths. Granted, it was on CW, and you could poke flaws in that all day. There was they had a good story to tell, but they inserted all these characters and all these things and all these past characters and all these interdimensional things that the story really was sacrificed. And it was rushed, and it was more about fan service than anything. All I'm saying is, the way I would do it personally is I would introduce a problem in Spider-Man 3 that can't be solved over this movie. And then that would lead us into Spider-Man 4 or Doctor Strange 2 and Spider-Man 4, where we're kind of like wrapping up. And then, we bring in Toby and Andrew because we need their help, because we now find out that these villains are villains from their universes. So now we need to pull those Spider-Men in because we can't do it ourselves.
See, that would make sense because okay, so you have to go back also to 2014 with Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now I saw Williams' comment there about Sony doing Into the Spider-Verse, which was Phil Lord and Chris Miller pretty much put that team together. So they might have made it, but that was the team who left Solo to go over and make that one. So let's give them their credit. However, the Raimi movies were also produced by Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
So let's be fair here on that front. He was an associate producer, I think, or he was executive, I think, on at least 2 and 3. And so his first movie was X-Men as an associate producer for Lauren Schuler Donner, and then from there he got bumped up and he worked up. So that the Raimi trilogy has Feige's fingerprints all over it. So you can't sit there and just say like, oh, without the MCU. Nah, man, it was pre-MCU. You know what I mean? Like it was pre-MCU type stuff. That's how one of the reasons why I think why Feige might be so adamant to go back to that, because that is him going literally back to the beginning of his career and pulling that in, which is why we're getting Green Goblin, Doc Ock, maybe Dr. Connors from the Raimi movies. And never mind the fact that Raimi's also working on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So there's clearly connections there as well. So I think we're going to get a fair amount out of that. Sorry, I also lost my train of thought for a half. I was like, I had a point, and then I just kind of started thinking about how excited I am, and then I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
The Watcher says, I forgot Feige helped produce the Raimi films. Yeah, a lot of people forget that.
Yeah, because he wasn't known at the time.
Feige was also involved with the X-Men films as
the
well.
first couple X-Men movies, yeah.
Feige's been with Marvel for so long. Yeah. Like, people don't realize that Feige didn't just start the MCU out of the blue. Feige had experienced these other franchises and the flaws in them. And he was like, I think we could do this right, but it needs to be at home. It needs to be under Marvel's umbrella. And that, I agree with him. And that's why he's been so adamant about telling good stories with characters that, he started off with the Avengers. I mean, Iron Man, which was, Iron Man's a good, big character, but he's a B character for the most part.
If you recall, it was actually supposed to be Ant-Man first because Edgar Wright had signed on in 2006.
Right. And that would make more sense because Ant-Man does create the Avengers. Like Ant-Man, Hank Pym is a founding Avenger.
Yes. And
so there's
Oh, go ahead, Trevor. Go ahead.
Oh no. Sorry. Go ahead.
I also just wanted to bring up too, because I don't know, man. I disagree with you on what you were talking about, the like saving it for a fourth film, saving Toby and Andrew. I feel like that with like having this movie with all of their villains in it, and then to not have them show up would be
you're missing something. I said bring them in the fourth movie, but a post-credit sequence in this movie could also set it up for the next time, right? Or because a lot of people have also said that they wouldn't mind Toby or Andrew in Doctor Strange.
Right.
So, it doesn't necessarily have to be one way or the other, but what if like this movie focuses on stopping these villains, or at least trying to stop these multi-dimensional multiverse villains, and at the end they're like, damn dude, we can't, like, this is we lost, like
right,
what are we supposed to do? And then then Doctor Strange is like, I have a plan. And then the post-credit sequences, we see Toby and Andrew. That would be a cameo, like has been reported, right? A 10-minute, or a 4 or 5 minute cameo. And that would be a way to introduce them and get the hype up so high for the next installment. I don't know. It could be done. It
could be, but then also too, right, that you fall into that. There's the worry that you fall into, like. But
what if you brought Miles in?
Relies on the sequel. You know what I mean? Like,
what if you brought Miles in this movie?
That I don't know. I mean, obviously they could do it. Like it's
well, if
I just
what
don't know
But if they brought Miles in this movie, which, by the way, there were reported screen tests of people being tested for Miles Morales. This was months ago. And we've already established that Donald Glover is his uncle. Miles Morales is out there in the universe somewhere. And I don't know. It could be that, or it could be a multiverse version. I don't know. However, if we did get Miles in this movie, would you really want 2 other Spider-Men?
I think
all the villains?
I do agree that there is an issue with oversaturating the film. Like for one, let's estimate that the runtime is about 2 hours and 20 minutes. I think that's probably about a fair estimation on the runtime. This is also a closeout to a trilogy. So they're going to have to wrap up something. They're going to have to figure out a way to move Peter into being like college age Spider-Man. So unless this is tying into, Spider-Man 4 and they want to go from there. I mean, we don't know if they've re-upped a deal. It's been 2 years since they figured it out.
Yep.
But we haven't heard anything about there being a new deal. We just know that there's this movie, and then there's going to be one other appearance of Spider-Man in the MCU in an event film, but we don't know what that event film is. It's possible that the deal has been altered since then, but I think that would have already come out. Okay. I think somebody would have leaked it.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah.
A lot of leaks going around.
There's a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Funny thing too is Mikey Sutton actually dropped the Doctor Strange erasing everyone's mind of Peter Parker back in December 2020.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like he was like, hit me up today. He's like, another one. I'm like, put it on the wall, man. But that's the whole point, is like where we find ourselves with this particular movie right now is anything's a possibility, which is, I think, the entire point of the Phase 4. Yeah. Where anything's a possibility. Shang-Chi, the Eternals, What If, Loki, all of these things. And whatever they're going to be building towards, I mean, we know is Kang the Conqueror. That's going to be the big one. But it's in the meantime, we get to start to see how all this is going to play out for a while. And that's going to be pretty fun. Yeah. So I think, like, look, they gave us a lot in this trailer villain-wise. We're really only missing like one, Yeah. Because if you've got a Doc Ock, Green Goblin,
we just
Electro.
Need Rhino.
Well, is it Paul Giamatti's Rhino, or is it going to be another Rhino?
I would want it
bring
to be
Giamatti back.
I would want it to be. I mean, because if we're doing Doc Ock from Toby, we're doing Green Goblin from Toby. If we're doing Jamie Foxx from Amazing Spider-Man, and then who else?
I think I read Sandman.
I heard Sandman, but it's like, look, are you going to bring back like?
So
Topher Grace next? Is that what's going to happen next?
Okay. No. Right, but there is another villain that, but it won't be from Holland's universe. So I think maybe Rhino should be from Holland's universe.
Here's the thing. I liked Paul Giamatti in that role.
I did too.
And I know a lot of people who hate him in that role. Like, they just hate that role.
Yeah.
But here's the thing to remember off of this one. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was such a colossal failure for Sony that Feige reached out to Amy Pascal and was like, hey, what about bringing Andrew over into the Marvel movies? And that's what it wasn't her reaching out to him. It was Feige reaching out to Amy and going like, hey, the situation right now ain't really the greatest with you guys. Because look, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 almost beat out, I think, or they're basically very neck and neck, Amazing Spider-Man 2. And then under Marvel, Far From Home did $1 billion. Mm-hmm. Sure, that was also coming off of Endgame, but it was, still a better movie than Captain Marvel. And
for sure.
So, and this is going to be the most hype movie, I think, of a long time, because of
Yes.
what's going to be potentially in it. So obviously there's a lot of money to be made here. There's a lot that they're going to want to make sure works, but stuff from the Amazing Spider-Man movies didn't really land, because even though at the end of that, they were establishing the Sinister Six at the end of that movie, they did hire Drew Goddard to write and direct it. And he was actually,
we know Drew Goddard worked on the Netflix.
That's the thing is once,
series.
that was the thing is he actually left the Sinister Six movie to go over to Marvel Television to create and develop and then also showrun Daredevil.
Which was
great, but
great choice.
He actually walked away from that like before filming began. And then Stephen DeKnight came in and took it over took it home. So, I mean, like, but the thing is, ultimately, it's like, yeah, Drew Goddard has had his hands in a lot of this stuff. But clearly, whatever Sony wanted to do, they could not put together the financing in order, or they decided not to do it. It wasn't worth it. But now they're in a position where, like in Morbius, we've seen that you've got Scorpion with Michael Mando. You've got Vulture with Michael Keaton just in that trailer. So it's like, okay. And Morbius, is kind of an anti-hero. He's sometimes a villain to Spider-Man and Blade and stuff, but they end up working together down the line.
Yeah.
So
Nick, just so you know, you can put a comment in there. I think you messed that up, but thank you for the $5 super chat. And guys, as always, super chats do support the channel. I do appreciate them all. Thank you, Nick, for sending the $5. Goes, every dollar goes towards supporting the channel. You can also become a member to support the channel, and we do appreciate it. And we bring them up, and we for instance, if he had something in here, we would talk about it. But I've seen this happen before, so we won't make fun of you. But no, thank you so much. But yeah, so I'm sorry, what were you saying before I cut you off?
Oh no, it's all right. I have to go myself because I got my stream in a few minutes. But as always, I saw this here with the back chat. Yeah, so what's the video there? He's got.
So this is the lizard in the background. The quick clip of lizard. Let's do what you see.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see much. You just don't see much with it. It's meant to show you something's there.
I saw an even slower version that you could kind of see more, and he takes a swipe right here at Tom Holland.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think a lot of people are going to be kind of cutting through this trailer for days. I mean, I've got a 40 slide PowerPoint going through it
for tonight.
Tonight, I'll be doing that on my stream. Yeah, I always love to pull up the PowerPoint because it's like it's pretty easy to work with StreamYard. So, and it looks more professional. It's like
it just looks nice. This
is just and then also I got to ask you guys though. So when you showed that trailer, you had 21,000 people watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn. Did you at least go up in subs?
Yeah, we went up 100.
Nice.
Yeah, we went up 100 subs, and then and we didn't get flagged.
Wow, I was unlisted when I did mine because I just recorded it. I guess I was just so bad. I was gonna take my kids outside to play for a little bit before giving them a bath before taking them to bed, and I was planning it around that 6:30 drop time, but the damn thing didn't start until like 6:30. And then they dropped it pretty quick, and I was outside. I'm like, I gotta go inside for a minute, So if you see my thumbnail, you see me in the thumbnail of it. I literally took that with my cell phone outside, and I just cropped it and like dropped it in the thumbnail. I'm like, I'm trying to prep everything before doing it, just so I can run in and record it and bail back out. That's the life. I gotta go. That's the life of a parent YouTuber. I'm like, I need 10 minutes. Okay. Don't worry. Everything else, like the operating room is already set. I just got to get in, do the thing and get out and everything. Yeah. So it's all good times.
If I can, I'll stop in on your channel.
All right.
If you don't,
we're not going. Yeah, no. Oh yeah. The link is in the Twitter DM, Twitter DM group. I don't plan on going as long as last night. We don't have to sit there and go through a 20-minute clip. So thank God on that one.
No, I really enjoyed myself.
That was
last
fun.
night.
I watched last night and I was laughing. I was enjoying it.
No, it was.
I had so much fun, dude. It was
I
like
kept.
Austin and I. We have a Monday meeting every week, and we were talking about like that whole thing, and I was just like, and you know, you and I talked last night about like people standing up against that.
Yeah.
Like standing up against those types of people that are clearly manipulating, and you know, like we do need to stand up against it. So
well, I noticed today, I noticed today that a lot of people, the people who you would think would come out and attack, they were silent today. They were really silent about it. They weren't talking about Kathleen Kennedy. A lot of the smaller people were talking about it, but the big ones that have like really banked on her being let go, and they've supported that big lie for so long, they're pretty quiet about it right now.
We also like ripped
out.
every defense or we ripped up their whole thing last night.
Oh yeah,
like
it was
we
great.
Literally dissected it and went through why everything they're saying is stupid, nonsensical, and wrong.
I'll just put it to you guys like this. Like I was pimping it up before we did it. I was telling Ty, I'm like, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. All right, Roblox Marvel Ultimate, congrats on becoming a channel member.
Thank you so much,
Culture
Roblox.
Corner.
Thank you so much.
Much
love. Thank you for contributing. And for anyone, you can become a channel member for as low as $2.99, and we have a pay as you want. We know that tough times are tough, so it doesn't matter if you pay $2.99, $4.99, or $9.99. You get all the same stuff because times are tough, and we understand that. So
totally. And Ty puts out good stuff. They're hard workers. So support them. Clearly, support everyone, but especially Ty and me, but Ty.
That's right.
And Austin. Don't forget Austin. But support Austin.
The thing is Jarbo, people message me all the time about me and Jarbo, or Jarbo and I, starting a podcast, like where we do it once a week, and it's just him and I talking for 2 hours, and that it would be just gold, literal gold, because
it would be
the way we riff off each other is
it's great. It's great.
Second to none. You know what
and
I mean?
I say a lot of naughty words.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that.
So who knows, guys? Who knows? That might be in the works, that might be in the works.
That could be coming down the pipeline.
But listen, I want you to get your video ready. I want you to have time. I do appreciate you coming on. You're always welcome here. You know that.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite, and enjoy the rest of your stream, man. I'm going to go and talk about some more Spider-Man, because that, of course, is today. I'm happy with that. It's today. I don't know what the hell. I'm so tired.
It's today.
I have two kids that did not get naps, and that is a nightmare scenario for anyone. I love my children, but they're asleep, and thank God. All right, guys. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great one. Thank you again.
Heck yeah. Thanks, guys. Make sure and go check out $3 Theater after this as well. Always great stuff from Matt.
So great.
We love having him on. He's amazing. We love him.
He really brings this energy. And it's unmatched energy. It really is. So I was thinking that I have a few minutes left, and we're not going to go too long. Apparently the panel did end. That's okay though. So what we're going to be doing is, for the next 2 days, while the panels are happening. Thank you, The Watcher. Ty's gonna. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And we would love to have you as a subscriber, a member. We'd love to have you as part of the family, man. And even if not, we still love you, and we love new opinions. That's what this is all about: is new opinions, new perspectives, new people to talk to about the things that we love, and that's what this whole community is about. So, we thank you for that. That was really nice.
Thank you, Drifter. I mean, look, we just appreciate you being here in the chat, man. We really do. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And then again, shout out to our current members: Saggy Melons, Benson's, Prakash Swain, DC Talk with Extended, Adam Silvestri, that one, Carlos, Resonant Justice, Billy Robert, Nick Carr, John Rodell, Justin Hines, Kinky Sphincter, Caden Reed, Sean Adam, Nick Tapama, Jackass, T Rob, Alien LV, 1023, and now Roblox Marvel Ultimate will be included in there. I'll have to update that tonight. But as we round down here, guys, I want to know something. What a lot of people have been saying that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is dead. A lot of people have been saying it. Do we agree with that?
I mean, look, I think after Endgame, there was definitely a lot. At least I was thinking, right, that they're gonna have to do something after Endgame. Something. I mean, to get where they were on Endgame, to get on that level, like the films just have to change. You can't I think that's why you had it was. Basically, everybody liked Black Widow, but it was nothing special, especially after Endgame. So now with movies like No Way Home, Doctor Strange 2, I think even the Eternals, Love and Thunder, Ant-Man with Cain, these are Marvel has gone from just being like a blockbuster film. Now these are event movies. Mm-hmm. These are literal I think the stuff that people are going to see in Spider-Man is just going to
absolutely. The thing is, it's not even just event movies, event shows.
Yeah, event shows as well.
The shows were events.
Absolutely. I don't know if I consider Falcon and the Winter Soldier an event, but definitely Loki. Definite, and that's fine too. That and I think that's kind of the perfect place for Marvel to separate that, not if is DC the same Marvel, right?
It might be.
It probably is.
But the thing about us at the Pop Culture Corner is we are fans of everything. Like we're fans of Star Wars. We're fans of anime. We're fans, and we all have our specialty. We have a team of 4 people, and every single one of us has our specialty, whether it be video games, movies, TV, comics. And we get a lot of exclusives. I'm sending out my team some comic books that are coming out or were given to me for the guys to read. So we're going to be doing more exclusive reviews on shows. I know we're going to be doing Doom Patrol. I know we already did Titans. And there's and Suicide Squad. There's so much in the works here. And we're really
of course, serial killer slashers, Drifter. I mean, that's my top genre right there. Come on.
Yes. So as we wind it down here, because that's 2 hours that we did on this whole CinemaCon thing tonight. Yep. Shri, I almost missed you.
The MCU that we know is no more, and it has changed.
It has changed. It had to change.
Yes,
it had to.
Obviously, a Phase 4 would have been, a repeat of Phase 2 or 3. I do think that even saw it a little bit with Black Widow in the reactions that people were like, "Yeah, it was good," but it was kind of like, well, "This isn't what I was, expecting after Endgame." And I think Loki, No Way Home, Doctor Strange 2, that's what we're expecting.
Yes. I'm expecting that they're going a more cosmic route with this whole next few phases. And like most of what we've gotten has hinted towards that.
Yes.
They really want to hone in on that very mystical, yes. I mean, let's talk about Eternals for a second. Eternals Eternals is I'm telling you, it's going to be groundbreaking.
So you did a phenomenal breakdown of each of the characters a couple months ago before I think after the first trailer was released, and so that was I know nothing about not nothing, I guess I know very little the Eternals, and so I watched that video. That was great. That got me up to speed, and after seeing that trailer with what I know now, I'm like, I'm stoked.
I'll link the trailer in this. I'll link the trailer on somewhere, maybe in our next video or on the replay for this. I'll link it as well. But I really do go into it on who each of the Eternals are, what their powers are, why they are a thing in the first place, and how Thanos was always going to be a part of this movie, because of who he is. So I would love for you guys to watch that. I really would. I know Shree watched it.
Yeah, Drifter, we'll put the link in there, because I haven't read those comics either, and obviously, I mean, I don't have all the time to sit down and read and catch up before the movie comes out, unfortunately. But yeah, Ty did a great video on the channel, so definitely check that out.
What was that? I saw something. How Morbius and Venom 2 at CinemaCon. Any new stuff? Yeah, there was a Sizzle reel, which I'm sure will come out in the next couple days, on, whether it's a TV spot for something or whether it's just on the YouTube channels for each of the two, or just Sony Pictures. I mean, I'm sure that we'll be getting that. We'll be getting that. In the next couple days.
Yeah. And I did not know this.
Can you hold this? Can you hold it for a sec? I just gotta go grab my DoorDash.
Yeah. No, lightsaber. I did not know, Jim. So actually, I wasn't a very big Marvel comic reader. DC was where I was at. I did for a while really love some Wolverine comics, and I actually did read some of the Avengers comics when they were doing Ultron. Back in 2009 or 2010. I'm trying to think what other Marvel characters. Spider-Man. That was the big Marvel character. But no, I didn't know that, lightsabers. That's very interesting. I'm kind of curious if they'll that type of character or anything. William, I'm caught up on Titans. All caught up on Titans, and I agree with you. This is definitely the best Titans season. I still have some issues with it. I still have some issues. I'm keeping an open mind, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with Jason Todd. But as of right now, I have some issues with Jason Todd. Let's see. William 3 says, William, episode 4 is mainly for Starfire.
Sorry.
They did not show the Uncharted tease, Eddie, which I'm kind of surprised about. That film is coming up, and I would think that that's something they would want to promote. Obviously, Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg. Also, though, I have a little bit of worry about that film, because definitely.
I've been saying this since I watched it, and I got to watch it early, and I had to hold it back. I had to hold it back for 2 weeks, knowing that this was Titan's best season. And I can't wait to watch Doom Patrol because I'm sure it's going to be the same kind of deal. But maybe I'll in the review I'll let it slip. But
right. Red Hood is pretty dope.
Red Hood is great in Titan.
I love Red Hood. It's Jason Todd I have issues with.
Why? Jason Todd personifies his character perfectly.
I'm like I said, I'm keeping an open mind. I'm waiting to see where the season is going to go and take it. I can't get myself around the idea that they replaced, that the Titans is the one he's mad at, and I just can't get there for me.
Well,
that Jason Todd story is so
it was the neglect. It was the neglect that the Titans showed him.
Right.
In the prior 2 seasons
and stuff. Right.
Yeah. And he's always had problems with authority, even before Bruce took him in. And then
Exactly.
he had more, and then the Titans really never had time for him, and they kind of victim blame
Right.
him, and that leads to a bunch of resentment, and
No,
resentment eats away at you.
I
And then
understand.
he's always being told to stand down. You're not strong enough. You're not, stand down, wait for the team. Like no one, it seems like no one believes in him. So I don't know. Maybe I looked a little bit too far into it, but
I agree. Those are all valid.
I understand Red Hood / Jason Todd's motivations.
I totally I totally understand that, and I agree. Those are all valid. Like I 100% agree. Right? That is his reasons for being against the Titan. It's just for me, like I'm so in love with Jason Todd, dude. Just that for me, that storyline with Batman and the emotional weight and that it almost breaks him. And that's why I'm curious. So like now with Titans, I'm thinking, okay, in my head with Titans, Bruce Wayne can never come back.
Yeah, and
that man can never ever show up in the show again.
Drifter says, why did they make Bruce so unserious? I have never been totally on board with Ian Glenn as Bruce Wayne. It doesn't fit me. It doesn't fit the character. He doesn't fit the character for me. However, he progresses the story when needed. So he plays his part. It's just like, he doesn't do it for me. He doesn't do it for me. Neither does Barbara Gordon, to be honest.
I do like Barbara, and that's that's an unpopular opinion on my end, but Barbara, I feel very much is she's, and when I say the audience, like the general audience, right, the non-comic book reader, because I feel like that's how a lot of general audience members would react, to these types of situations. Well, into this situation where the bank blew up and all that, and Barbara trusted him. She's like, yeah, I'm not gonna fucking just hand information over to you guys again and stuff. So I do think I enjoy her character, but I'm with the Watcher here. Is Red Hood needs a lot of attention to develop his story, and being mixed with Titans doesn't do Red Hood justice. I mean, here's the thing. I do think I will say this. I wouldn't go as far as to say that they don't do Red Hood justice, because every time I see the Red Hood, not Jason, every time I see the Red Hood, that is amazing. But I do agree that obviously to get there, right, you need the Jason Todd story, and but again, I have an open mind. The season just started. We're only 4 episodes in. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have no idea where this is gonna go, and I would look forward to it. I really do. I want it to be really good, because I like what I'm seeing so far for the most part.
Yeah, January 28th, 2022, I believe, is when Morbius is coming out, which is super far away. I could be wrong. I feel like I'm pulling that one out, but I'm almost certain that that's correct. They pushed it back like way too far. But all right, guys. My food just got here. We're at the hour mark. Any last things about tonight? It was a great night. It was a great night.
Great night, guys. I mean, really, we can't thank you enough, all for showing up and for sharing, for liking and all that. I mean, tonight was awesome. We hope to see you guys tomorrow again. Tomorrow's Warner Brothers. Tomorrow's the Warner Brothers presentation. And yeah, just again, guys, much love, much appreciated. You guys make this all worth it, and we can't wait to be back.
All right, when we get back after this transition, we'll be on our way out. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Pop Culture Corner tonight. My co-host Austin, such a great guy. We don't always agree, but that's not the point of this. The point of this is to have healthy conversations, healthy debates, new perspectives, new people around, and just to talk about the things that we love. As always, we do it for you. We do it for the culture. But before we leave tonight, I do want to say that we respect you guys, and we have a giveaway that we're going to be announcing tomorrow from the first video tonight. I'm going to go through and find the best either chat or the best name. And we're going to give that person a $15 Amazon gift card. And I think that'd be kind of cool. Just a, cool little giveaway. And we're going to be doing those more and more and more. Now that we're monetized, we're getting money from YouTube, and from memberships and super chats. So, the more you guys send, the more cool things that we can do for you, the better the content can be. Shout out to all of our members, all of our subscribers. We just hit the 16. I don't know what it is right now, but it's around 1675. And we just started the show 10 months ago, and we couldn't have done it without you. We do it for you. We do it for the culture. That's our motto. And we will see you next time.